I kid? Or am I a squid? Am I a kid? Or am I a squid? I'm a kid now. I'm a squid now. I'm a kid. I'm a squid. 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 Sorry. I'm alright. Where was I? Right, today's video. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Or, I guess, post-traumatic splatoon disorder. Anyway. So, regardless of whatever the hell that was, because I don't even know what I just did. All I know is, drink good. Oh yeah, what's in there? Arsenic? Right, so I've got 20 minutes left before I collapse. FIFA! Yeah, because it's taking a branch off. We're not just talking about video games this week, we're talking about, I guess, real games, football, soccer, whatever you call it. Happening right now, actually. The Champions League final of Europe's just gone by, Copa America's coming up, but most importantly, this week sees the start of the Women's World Cup. Don't worry, there is a reason to that, it is video game related. But first, because it's a FIFA tournament, let's talk about FIFA. Oh my god, this is... The last week has been the craziest thing to happen in all of football fans. So, FIFA have elections every 4 years, roughly. Sort of like, you know, US presidency and all that. To elect a new president. And ever since 96, which, again, even then was apparently under... 96 or 97, I think it was. But whatever, it was under controversial circumstances. And this man, Sepp Blatter, got in. And the fact of the matter is, ever since then, he has been the face of FIFA. If there's been anything that's happened, good or bad, it's been him because he's been the president. And there has been long time allegations going back possibly the entire duration of his presidency of corruption within FIFA. Perhaps not exactly with him, but certainly with, you know, the members of FIFA itself. You know, the underlings to him. If he's the evil emperor, if we're going Star Wars references, I don't know. But various different things that have happened. You know, there was no proof was given, but nothing was ever done with it. It's only that now that the things could have been affecting the US Federal Reserve, but all of a sudden the US, ironically, have actually stepped in to try and sort stuff out. 7 or 8 major officials within FIFA and like another 7, you know, behind the scenes like secretarial or, you know, team to the actual delegates or whatever were arrested and most were charged with corruption, embezzlement of funds, things like that. Now, the one, Chuck Blazer, who basically looks like Santa Claus, has his own house for his pet parrot. He doesn't live there because most of the time he's doing FIFA stuff, but he's got a house just for his parrot. And he's the one that's actually done the whistleblowing on all of this, as well as being arrested. But he's the one that's been saying, right, this happened. You know, supposedly there's $10 million that's gone missing for the 2010 World Cup that happened in South Africa. There's allegations that the South American federations were paid $1.5 million each so that the USA could host the Copa America tournament in 2017. There's been the ongoing rumours about corruption in the bidding process for the World Cups in 2018 and 2022. You know, as I say, these are all allegations and rumours. There is no hard evidence that's been put out yet that concrete or confidently says yes, they, certain named individuals or whatever are responsible for it. But the fact that a lot of people have been arrested sort of was... FIFA treated it as if it was a good thing. Yeah, all their main senior officials being accused of corruption. That's a good thing. So then they had the election, and the whole idea was, well, all this happened under Sepp Blatter's regime. I don't think we should really have him back in. But amazingly, basically because he got the votes of South America, and he got the votes of Africa, and he got the votes of Asia and North America. So basically, the countries that have little to no say, but because of the way the voting works, have as equal say to, a country of a couple of 100,000, like Liechtenstein. I don't know if it's exactly a couple of 100,000, but a country that is, I will be honest, as small as Liechtenstein, has the same way as Russia or Canada or America. If you're talking on size, even if you talk in terms of football, many other European nations are bigger than Liechtenstein. In fact, practically all of them. But in FIFA, it's always an equal vote. So if you can get the right countries to vote for you that are eligible, you're a done deal. So he managed to make his way in again for what was a fifth term. But then murmurings over the weekend last week forced him on Monday to come out and says, I'm stepping down. We're going to have another meeting in December to decide who's going to replace me then. This mainly due to the fact that there are still murmurings of him actually being accused very soon. There's evidence that they're lining up, but they haven't released it yet. And also, I found it very interesting that Coca-Cola put out a statement after he said he resigned, saying, this is something we're happy with. So I've got a feeling if it was a sponsor as big as that's been with them for over 20, 30 years, if they were to pull out, I don't think any other company, major drinks company, would actually want to step in and replace it with all the allegations that had happened. So I think there's been possibly some sponsor issues that have basically caused them to go, look, you go or we go. And it's not like, there were rumours of countries boycotting the World Cup if he stayed in and whatever, which I doubt would happen because it wouldn't really be beneficial. But the idea of, because I don't think Pepsi would even try to be part of the World Cup, and the fact that Coca-Cola was possibly, from the way the statement is, that was timed, seemed to hint towards that they were, they were considering dropping their support for it. That may have been the, what pulled the trigger and whatever. But aside from all that, because I wanted to talk about it, let's get to the little video game news, which sort of affects this as well. So FIFA is, of course, a video game. Been out since 1993, I believe it is, with FIFA 94 on, I'm trying to think, Sega Genesis, probably PC Engine. Can't think of all the platforms, but over the years, it's gone from there to PS1 to PS2 to PS3 to PS4. The Xbox consoles, Nintendo's. Well, Nintendo's consoles up to, I think the Wii had one. I'm not sure. Certainly the GameCube, but Not sure whether the Wii actually had one. I know they had Pro Evo ones. And obviously PC. So, in what is, I think, a great move, and has sort of been rumoured about for the last couple of years, it amazingly, surprisingly, as I notice this is massively chipped. Well, I shouldn't say surprisingly. I guess because it took so long for it to happen. Women's teams are finally going to be in the game. 12 nations that are taking part in the Women's World Cup happening now are included in the game. You've got, I think, the England team, Canada, France, Germany, Brazil, USA, mainly the big nations. There is I do have a few problems with it, namely the defending champions, Japan, who did a hell of a good job 4 years ago when they beat the USA in the final. They aren't one of the 12 teams. Really? I don't know whether China's in there, but it just seems a bit okay. That's not what I thought was right, but all right. So, you know, I don't like that, but aside from that, I think this is perfectly fine. You know, it might get women into playing the FIFA video games, if they don't often do, because then you've got female role models, be from whichever national team that you support, in there, and you can play as them. I don't know whether you can play against the men. We haven't gone that far, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Except the FIFA diehards. The diehards that have been angry at the last game being not as good as it has been in previous years, and being somewhat of a broken mess in certain points, and the whole debacle that they've had with like the FIFA point system, and not being able to trade cards in the same way because they're trying to squash illegal trading on the stuff. So their response is completely misogynist. It's basically like, oh, well, if this is going to be true realistic football with women in now, they better have, their time of the month, and they better be having periods. And then there were other people people going, we don't want no effing women, we just want a better career mode. Which, if you look for it, most of the people that actually play FIFA, most of them don't play career mode, they just play online. I know online is also career mode, with respect, but I just think, what's the problem? Hell, you don't know what the stats are like. If you can do, I doubt you can do intergender teams, but if you could put female players with the male players, and the female players have got better stats, what are you going to put in your squad? An out-of-form player or an in-form woman player? Just thinking about that, because I don't know how this is working. All they've announced is 12 female national teams are going to be in the game, and of course the absolute FIFA diehards are complaining about it. Ah, my word. The great thing is, it seems like most of the social justice warriors have, from what I've seen, not even tried to use this as ammunition that much and all that, which has surprised me, considering, this is a blatant case of it. it's only the people within games journalism that know that it's a good thing that have picked up on it, really. I haven't noticed that much Twitter, most of the stuff on Twitter was negative. And the people that were actually tweeting, the social justice stuff, there was about 1 to every 10 or 15 negative thing, basically saying, why do we need women in the FIFA video games? Apparently, we just can't win. Or something. Anyway, right. So, regardless, let's try and be fair. These women teams might be better than half the male teams in it. And given the way stats work with FIFA, they probably are. So, wait to see what happens. If your favourite, team, is not as good than a women's team, I doubt you'll consider changing it. But keep that in mind. It's great to see that after 22 years of video games, well, that's, I guess, 23, because, 22, it'll be the 23rd entry, I think, if that's how it works. Regardless, FIFA 16 is going to be the most progressive step FIFA has ever made. And those of you complaining, they should be concentrating on gameplay, they should have been concentrating on gameplay since it ever started in 1993. And to be honest, with the money that they're making, they don't give a crap. Let's be honest. You keep buying it, they'll put out broken crap. They'll add new features, which will cater to markets that they haven't tried to tap into yet. If you feel that angry about a broken game, don't pre-order it. Don't buy it until it's a cheaper price. Which, knowing that FIFA comes out normally in September, buy it in November or December. Okay, you'll be missing out on, Team of the Week deals with your cards or whatever, but you'll be giving them less money. So, yeah. Try and think about... Think about what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with women being in the game. It's just the rest of it that's the issue. Clearly, if you're so angry about them being in the game and that the game isn't fixed, they're not going to fix it. They're making billions of dollars because of you people buying it. If you feel that against the game for its brokenness, don't go on an anti-misogynist rant. Buy Pro Evo. Oh wait, that's just as crap.